And showtime. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of ChannelPro 5-Minute Roundup. Look at news, trends, and tips for the SMB channel in 5 minutes or thereabouts. My name is Rich Freeman. I am executive editor of ChannelPro Network, also a co-host of this program. I am joined physically side by side this week by our other co-host, Eric Simpson, a business transformation and improvement advisor to MSPs and other IT providers. Eric, it is a delight to be in your backyard.
Yes, it is. It certainly is, Rich. It's been a minute since you and I were together in my backyard. In fact, it was probably several years ago before the pandemic for another ChannelPro live event.
Yeah, that the reason you're seeing all this ChannelPro signage around here is we are physically together at the ChannelPro SMB Forum event in Southern California, which is taking place today as we record this. Phenomenal turnout, phenomenal content. We are having an amazing day here, and not the least of the reasons why is we've even got Eric with us.
We're back, everybody. I think events are back. This has been a great show. A lot of attendees, got a full expo hall with vendors, a lot of activity. So I'm looking forward to what 2023 brings. And ChannelPro, you have a expanded slate of events for next year, don't you?
Well, we absolutely do. So if you're curious to learn about that, the place to go is events.channelpronetwork.com. That's where you'll get information about all of our events. But yeah, we're going to be doing 7 of these SMB Forum events like the one we're doing today. We're going to be doing our first multi-day conference a year from now, 100% focused on cybersecurity. We've got, I believe, 4 online summit events coming next year. So expanded calendar. Stay tuned, folks. Events.channelpronetwork.com. Now, you know, Eric, let's get into our top story of the week. If there's anything at all unfortunate about the fact that I'm at this SMB Forum event here, it's that as we speak in Las Vegas, Nevada, not that far away, Cisco is doing their partner summit, and I was unable to attend because I was at our show. But we're going to talk a little bit about what they're talking about there, because I had an opportunity to speak with some of their executives earlier in the week. And one of the things that they really want to emphasize to the partners in their audience is that Cisco is getting serious about SMB in a big way. And I mean, if you want to know why, they're saying this is a market that's worth over $4 billion to them now. And it's growing at a nearly 30% year-over-year clip. SMB is the fastest growing market segment at Cisco. And this, you know, Cisco is a company, obviously, they're not newcomers to SMB. A lot of folks in our audience are familiar with the Duo product line and the Umbrella product line. But I think it's fair to say historically, Cisco has been an enterprise-oriented company.
The bones, the DNA.
Absolutely, in terms of you know, the networking products and so on. But they're looking to change that now, and they're doing it specifically with and through the channel, and with and through programs that are aimed at recruiting partners and enabling partners. So the executive I had a chance to speak with this week, her name is Luxie Thurasingham. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but she's their worldwide head of global partner marketing and SMB marketing. She was kind of outlining to me some of the things that they have done and are planning to do. So, for example, within the last few months, they introduced a new SMB-oriented website, a destination site for SMBs. They had a site before. It was getting something like 2 million visits a year, but people were kind of visiting and leaving. They've retooled it so that it is more engaging, more relevant to the SMBs and their vocabulary, and most important, perhaps, a way to collect leads and distribute those to partners. In the first 45 days after they launched this new site, they collected 1,600 leads and sent that out to their partners. With that website now in place and leads coming in, their next big priority is around enablement. We're going to be hearing more and more from them about training programs, for example, and making sure that channel partners are ready to take those leads and act on them in an effective way. All of this is on top of stuff that other executives at Cisco have been doing. In June, I had a chance to go to the Cisco Live event. I spoke with an executive there who was in charge of their managed services outreach efforts, which are significant. They have a program that their sales organization has created called Perform plus activate. So this is just something that's come into effect since, say, May or June, backed by double-digit millions of funding. They didn't give me the exact number, but basically it's a pretty rich incentive program aimed at partners who are doing between $75,000 and $200,000 of revenue with Cisco annually. So some of the smaller partners. So the big picture, Eric, basically is that Cisco no longer views SMB as sort of an also ran market segment for them. I think they understand that there is enormous untapped potential for themselves there, and the only way that they can go after it is through partners. And the executives that I've spoken with are all very quick to admit we barely scratched the surface of what we need to do to go after that opportunity. But I think they're dead serious about making the investments that are required to do that.
Well, sure sounds like it, Rich. And, we've been covering stories about Cisco's focus on managed services earlier this year. So big announcements there, big investments here. Now we're seeing this focus and attention being driven to SMB. And absolutely, I mean, the growth potential in this market for Cisco, someone that, is prepared to take advantage, with the right strategy and the right vision and the right programs is enormous.
Yeah, and obviously Cisco is a thoroughly familiar brand, not only in the channel but among the end users. So I mean, they have this huge head start basically that they can take advantage of, and it really is just a question of understanding better than they do today what those channel partners are looking for and what the end users are looking for in products and so on. And you can see through that revamped website that they're getting the messaging right. So yeah, this will be something I'm going to be really interested to watch what happens, both in terms of their MSP outreach and their SMB market, SMB partner outreach in the next 12 months. I think it's going to be a pretty big deal with that company.
Yeah, there's definitely some synergy there with both of those approaches.
So Eric, time to transition to your tip of the week. Now, just earlier today, seated on this very stage, I mentioned to folks in our audience here that, it's the beginning of November. We're heading into the end of the year. You want people to start thinking about some things as we do head into that close of 2022.
Absolutely, Rich. It's time to finish strong. So what are we doing in terms of our strategic perspective in finishing the end of the year strong, Rich? Every partner has a different perspective on, things that they want to achieve and complete. Obviously, we want to, make sure that we are not only tying up any loose ends in terms of opportunities that we have to close before the end of the year, but we're also looking forward to Q1 of next year to put ourselves in the best position. And, not for nothing, right? A few things come to mind immediately to me is, if you've got opportunities, obviously you're going to chase those down. You're going to try to close those opportunities. This might be a time to rethink your bundles, your pricing, especially your pricing, Rich, for next year, right? What has worked well? What's in your stack that, is the most attractive and creates the most interest with clients, specifically the things that our post-pandemic buyers are buying today. We've talked about this on the show before, Rich. It's, security, cloud, and remote workforce management, maintenance, right? Asset management, things like that. So putting together these portfolios, pricing them, increasing our pricing next year because the cost of doing business has gone up. There's no secret here. The Fed just had a rate increase that we heard about today, the fourth time in a row. I don't know if that's ever happened before. So now's the time to look at pricing, increase your pricing, and start getting your final QBRs done, right? Last tip, final QBRs done for Q4. Make sure that you're meeting with your A clients, prioritize those. Then the Bs, you may not have enough time to catch up with some of your C customers, but again, focus your time, energy, and effort in the clients that are growing and the clients that see value in your strategic guidance, and then prepare them for new services and solutions come Q1. And then finally, start scheduling your Q1 QBRs for the folks that aren't ready for a QBR in Q4. Set yourself up for success, hit the ground running strong in 2023.
And, there's a mindset that goes along with all of that advice, basically, that as you're running your business, you are thinking about the here and now and today and what your customers are asking for now, but you're always looking 3 months at least down the road with those customers. So you're using Q4 to prepare for Q1. And folks, when we get to Q1, you will be using that quarter to prepare for Q2.
Absolutely. It's, you get the flywheel spinning and then just keep accelerating it as you continue to create a consistency around these strategic conversations with your clients that are the differentiator between you and your competitors in many cases, right? And get your clients to look forward to those conversations. And again, remember, you're looking at, talking about budgets and talking about prioritizing need, as clients grow. And what I like about having that forward-thinking approach, Rich, is you're leading your clients, right? Rather than waiting for them to kind of reach out to you. Because sometimes when clients feel like they're not getting that strategic guidance from a partner, they start looking for that elsewhere, and it opens up opportunities for a competitor to come in and pitch them on how they're going to be much more strategic and much more different than you are. And sometimes, we get a Q4 surprise that we don't want to get.
Right. And unhappy Christmas gift, basically nobody wants. We don't have time to get into it. We've spoken about it before on previous shows, but I'll just underscore what you said about raising prices. Your cost of doing business has gone up. Your customers, their cost of doing business has gone up. You need to raise prices to protect your margins, and they're okay with that. They, generally speaking, I think your customers are going to understand why you are doing that. So I do know there are going to be people in our audience right now who are thinking, well, we're either in or maybe headed towards a recession. Do I really want to be raising prices right now?
Well, it reminds me of the adage, put your oxygen mask on first so that you can help others, right? If you're not around in Q1 because you're not making enough money or not able to staff up to support your clients' needs, then, that's an unacceptable outcome as well. So I think having honest conversations with clients and who your good clients are, the ones that want to make sure that there is a symbiotic and reciprocal business relationship, right? You're growing together by helping each other, and your best clients, will understand that and want to make sure that you're being taken care of as well. I think those have always been the best relationships that I've been able to cultivate.
Well, good stuff. Leaves us with time for just one more story this week. And, Eric, if you're a baker, what better way to attract attention than to maybe bake a 6-foot-tall loaf of bread? I mean, in and of itself, 6-foot-tall loaf of bread in the window is going to get some attention. But if you really want to get attention, you shape that 6-foot-tall loaf of bread like Han Solo from the Star Wars series in the suspension
encased in carbonite.
There you go. You put but you do it in bread, so it's not Han Solo, folks. It's Pan Solo. You may have heard about this before. This is something that a bakery actually did in Benicia, California. One House Bakery, 40 miles north of San Francisco, created their hero Pan Solo, trapped in levainite, because it's bread, by the evil Jabba the Hutt. So anyway, I'm a big fan of bread, so a 6-foot tall loaf of bread is interesting. But more than anything else, I'm a big fan of terrible puns, and so Pan Solo definitely got my attention.
It's an amazing viral moment, right? I mean, this has been across the internet, and it's been viral. So really, I mean, what can we as providers do to create something like that that's kitschy, that may create a little bit of a viral feel? That's kind of what I think about. But yeah, really funny.
Well, folks, that is all the time we've got for you this week. We've got to get back to running this awesome show here, but we thank you very much for joining us. We're going to be back again next week with another episode for you. You know what? If you are watching on video, you may not be aware that we are a podcast also. If you're into podcasts, go to Apple, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. You're going to find us there too. Please subscribe, rate, review. It's going to help other people find the show. If you happen to be listening to the podcast, but you're curious to check it out on video, thing to do is go to YouTube, look for the ChannelPro Network channel there. Once again, you can subscribe. If you click that little bell icon, we'll even notify you every time the new episodes go up. You want to read more about my remote coverage from 100 miles away of the Cisco Partners Summit, and also just get all sorts of great business growth information for your company, please visit channelpronetwork.com. Every day you're going to find amazing new content for you there every day. To learn more about Eric and the work he does with his clients, you want to visit ericksimpson.com, ERICK Simpson.com. Once again, folks, that's all the time we've got for you this week. We're going to see you again next week. Until then, please enjoy the rest of your week. Eric and I are enjoying the rest of your week already.